The year is 1299. The Indian subcontinent stands on the brink of annihilation. From the cold steppes of Central Asia, a force of nature has descended. They are the Mongols, the destroyers of Baghdad, the conquerors of China, and the masters of the known world. For decades, the Mongols had raided the borders of India. They came like locusts, looted gold and slaves, and vanished back into the mountains. But this time, something was different. In the Chagatai Khanate, a new ambition was rising. Dua Khan, the ruler of the Mongols, had his eyes set not just on gold, but on the throne of Delhi itself. He dispatched his son, the ferocious Kutlug Khwaja, with an army that shook the earth. 200,000 horsemen. This was not a raiding party. This was an invasion force. Their goal was not to plunder, it was to conquer, to settle, and to erase the Delhi Sultanate from the map. As this massive juggernaut crossed the Indus River, panic swept through India like a plague. The Mongols bypassed the border forts. They ignored the smaller towns. They rode with a singular, terrifying focus towards one destination, the capital, Delhi. Inside the city, chaos reigned. Refugees flooded through the gates, bringing stories of demons on horseback. The streets were choked with people. Food supplies dwindled, and the air was thick with the stench of fear. In the royal court, the atmosphere was grim. Sultan Alauddin Khalji, the powerful ruler of Delhi, sat on his throne listening to his advisors. His most trusted counselor, Al-Mulk, begged him to be cautious. "Do not fight them in the open," he pleaded. "The Mongols are undefeated in open battle. Lock the gates, hide behind the walls, wait for them to starve or leave." It was a sensible plan. It was the safe plan. But Alauddin Khalji was not a safe man. He stood up, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword, and delivered a speech that would change the course of history. He looked at his trembling advisors and said, "If I hide behind camelbacks like a coward, how will I show my face to my subjects? How will I call myself a sultan? No, we will not hide. We will march out. We will meet them, steel for steel." Alauddin threw open the royal treasury. He poured gold into the hands of his soldiers, buying their loyalty and their courage. He gathered every able-bodied man, every elephant, and every horse. The gates of Delhi opened, not to let refugees in, but to let the army out. They marched to the plains of Kili, just outside the city, to make their stand. The stage was set for a clash that would decide the fate of Indian civilization.
Sultan,
the plains of Kili became a chessboard of death. On one side, the Mongol horde, stretching as far as the eye could see. On the other, the army of Delhi, backed by the Yamuna River. Alauddin Khalji deployed his forces with precision. He commanded the center. On his left wing was Ulugh Khan, and on his right wing stood the greatest warrior of the age, Zafar Khan. Zafar Khan was a legend among his men, fearless, aggressive, and hungry for glory. But his bravery bordered on recklessness. As the two armies stared each other down, the tension was suffocating. The Mongols, confident in their numbers, waited. But Zafar Khan did not wait. Without receiving orders from the Sultan, without waiting for support, he unleashed a roar and charge. His heavy cavalry thundered across the plain, smashing into the Mongol left wing with the force of a tidal wave. The impact was devastating. The Mongol light cavalry, accustomed to shooting arrows from a distance, crumbled under the heavy lance charge of Zafar's troops. The Indians fought like men possessed. Zafar Khan himself was a whirlwind of destruction, cutting down enemy after enemy. The Mongol line broke. They turned their horses and fled. Seeing the enemy run, Zafar Khan did what any hot-blooded warrior would do. He chased them. He pursued them for miles, leaving the safety of the main army far behind. He thought he had won. He thought it was a rout. But he had forgotten who he was fighting. This was the oldest Mongol trick in the book, the Mangudai, the feigned retreat. The Mongols were not running out of fear, they were leading him into a trap. As Zafar Khan's horses began to tire, the terrain changed. Suddenly, the fleeing Mongols stopped. From the woods and the hills around him, thousands of fresh Mongol soldiers emerged. The trap snapped shut. Zafar Khan was surrounded. Back at the main battle line, Ulugh Khan saw his rival Zafar riding to his doom. But jealousy is a powerful poison. Whether out of strategic caution or personal envy, Ulugh Khan did not move to help. Alauddin Khalji held the center, watching the dust cloud in the distance. Zafar Khan was on his own. The Mongols tightened the noose. A ring of steel closed around the brave general. An ambush party of 10,000 Mongols blocked his path back to Delhi. There was no escape. The hunter had become the prey.
Hold the line, brothers! Shields tight! Push forward! Do not break formation! Release!
Trapped, outnumbered, and abandoned by his own army, Zafar Khan faced his end. The Mongol commander, perhaps impressed by his ferocity, offered him a chance to surrender. He promised him a high rank in the Mongol army. Zafar Khan laughed. He looked the enemy in the eye and replied, "I know no other way but to fight." The final stand was brutal. Zafar Khan's men formed a defensive circle, fighting until their arrows ran out. Even after his horse was killed, Zafar fought on foot. Legend says he fought so fiercely, swinging his sword with such speed, that the Mongols were terrified to approach him. They had to rain arrows on him from a distance to finally bring him down. Zafar Khan died that day, but he did not die in vain. His ferocity had shaken the Mongol soul. Night fell over the battlefield. The main armies of Alauddin and Kutluk Khwaja had not yet fully engaged. The Sultan waited for the next morning, expecting the final bloody assault. But when the sun rose over Kili, silence reigned. The Mongol camp was empty. In a move that still puzzles historians, the Mongols had packed up and retreated in the night. Perhaps they were exhausted by Zafar Khan's suicidal charge. Perhaps Kutluk Khwaja, who was wounded in the skirmish, feared dying in a foreign land. Or perhaps, seeing the sheer desperation of the Indian defense, they decided that Delhi would cost too much blood to take. Delhi was saved. But Alauddin Khalji knew he had survived by luck, not just skill. He realized that the old system of relying on feudal lords for soldiers was flawed. If he wanted to hold India, he needed a war machine. In the years that followed, Alauddin transformed the Sultanate. He built a massive standing army, paid directly by the state in cash. To afford this, he implemented radical market reforms, fixing the prices of food, horses, and weapons. He strengthened the border forts and garrisoned them with his best troops. The Mongols would return in 1303 and again in 1305. But they would never again come this close to victory. The Battle of Kili was the turning point. It was the day a sultan refused to hide and a general refused to yield. It was the day the Mongol juggernaut finally hit a wall it could not break.
Lay down your swords! Stand fast, men! We will not break! For the Sultan! Delhi! If one general fought like a demon, imagine fighting the whole army!
How many did we lose? That charge was brutal.
Hold still, my lord. We must stop the bleeding. The morning favors the strong. Ready the vanguard. We attack at dawn. Delhi is saved! Push it up!
Watch the sparks. Keep moving.
We need more stone on the upper levels.
Receive your wage and hold the line. We march at dawn. They break. The new fire holds the line. Victory to the Sultan! This grain meets the standard, merchant. and the stallion is suitable. The price is set by the Sultan's decree, do not forget it.